Hey everybody, this is a pre-recorded segment. Haven't done one of these in a while, but going live, the last couple of days. I'll move that around so we get the glare out of the window there. So I was inspired to do this little interview segment because I recently reconnected with an old friend, Barbara. She was an activities director in East Providence, Rhode Island, at Waterview Villa, who I had actually met when she was activities director at Royal of Fairhaven in Massachusetts prior to that. So that got me to thinking. I recently did videos on how I got to Cape Cod and Follies and things like that, but I never touched upon how I got to Rhode Island. So let me explain. So as we all know, I'm originally from Massachusetts, living in Florida now, and there was one particular nursing home in Massachusetts, and this time I will drop names because this is positive. Pardon me. I was playing at Somerset Ridge in Somerset, Massachusetts, and two of the activities assistants there, whose names escape me for the moment, unfortunately, had become activities directors in Rhode Island. One at St. Elizabeth Manor in Bristol, and the other at Silver Creek Manor in Bristol, Rhode Island. So, in the dead of winter, I want to say the year was 2013, I was contacted by the respective directors of each nursing home and asked to come perform in Bristol. So I was like, well, this sounds cool, because Rhode Island was uncharted territory for me. Both shows went well. Jukebox Memories was the first show I did at St. Elizabeth, and over at Silver Creek may have been Elvis. Yes, it was actually. It was Elvis. That was the first one I'd done for them. So it went over well at both places, so that prompted me to think, well, Rhode Island's not that far from Taunton, Massachusetts, where I was living at the time. So where else is there in Rhode Island? I did my research, and I found when I drove to Bristol, I drove through the town of Warren. And that's where I found the Warren Center. And that's also where I found, I can't remember the name of the other one, but it was right on 103. And I also found Providence, and I found Johnston, and just about any city or town you can name in Rhode Island, I found them. And started performing at those places. However, there was a particular home in Rhode Island where I actually knew somebody, and that was Mary Lima, because you see, I had performed for her prior in New Bedford, Massachusetts at the Oaks. Well, come to find out, she's now director at this particular place in Providence, which name escapes me because, shots to the head. And when I performed there, she had informed me that that home had a sister home owned by the same company in East Providence called Waterview Villa. And when I contacted Waterview Villa, that's when I found out that Barbara, my old friend from Royal of Fairhaven, was the director. So it's amazing who you run into again down the line. Then I also found another place in East Providence called Bethany Home, not to be confused with Bethany House, Adult Day of Taunton. So it was a snowball effect, and there was all of these wonderful places in Rhode Island, and it was really starting to gain ground until the move. For those who don't know, the move happened because I was finally able to sell my house in Massachusetts. That I had two choices. It was either sell the house to a contractor who could flip it, which I did, or sink money into it myself to repair it, which I did not have. So we all know what happened. But yeah, because I reconnected with Barbara once again, and I am still friends with Mary here on Facebook. Mary and I known each other a long time. And, there is an after credit. I've been watching Black Panther. There is an after credit scene. So because I reconnected with Barbara, who was always a lot of fun and always welcomed me to Waterview Villa, and did some wonderful shows there. Did Elvis a couple times, and I did my patriotic show, Stars and Stripes review, and did Neil Diamond, and even did my one-man tribute to the Village People, dressed as the cop, my little tribute to Raymond Simpson. Barbara was always very supportive of what I did, and even did the Disney show there too, actually. So we had a great time. And that was a place that I look back on with some fond memories. And Barbara, thank you very much for responding and accepting my friend request here on Facebook. And know that I do, as everyone else here knows, I do live performances on Facebook. So with that, I want to wish everybody a good night, and tune in tomorrow for One Hit Wonders. And take care, everybody. We'll get through this together. Wakanda forever.